and good evening. How are you? Welcome to the Tessa-Marie show. How are you on this wonderful Thursday evening? A really fun evening it is this evening. Really nice. Everything is going amazingly. Hello, Kasha. How are you? So tonight we have this amazing topic. The power of spirituality and money. And as you know, this whole week was about somebody wanting to save money and how the power of emotional prosperity prevents them from saving. They said, emotionally, I just cannot put it together. Emotionally, I just find myself not saving it. I justify spending. Then we spoke about it a little bit and they said, well, physically, I have a hard time with it. I find, I need to do other things, my physical needs and my physical days, and I'm just not seeing the way to save that money, and I need to go on the trip. I justify, well, I'm to this, I'm into that. Then, with the mental situation, I have a mental block. My family never went on a vacation. They never saved money. They never had enough money. My father worked minimum wage. They never owned a home. And who am I to think that I am in a situation where I can put money aside? So that was their mental blockage, limiting beliefs. They're not good enough. And then, of course, tonight, here we are with spiritual prosperity. Spiritual prosperity, that is the one that money is just really used a lot in a very positive way and a very negative way. So tonight, what I wanted to share with you is to understand spiritually, financially, that is all through scriptures. These houses of worship have to stay afloat. But why it is to be a spiritual being or to be a person that follows a faith or a dogma, that for somehow, some way, you actually believe you should be poor. And you know where that comes from, don't you? That comes from the powers that be. The great leaders of these churches and these places of worship. And they told the people, if you're poor, you will get into heaven. And nobody has ever given me the directions to heaven or the address. But they make all these promises to these people who believe they should stay in the situation of lack and always needing and always having to beg to find a way to make two ends meet. They're always struggling to connect the pennies. The dimes, while they're busy trying to collect pennies to make them work, the dimes are slipping through their fingers. And that's what it is. And this young lady, she is so religious. You know what she said to me? Rich people are so bad. Rich people are so, they steal to get their money. They create crimes to get their money. She has, it's going to be quite a journey with the two of us. She has these limiting beliefs that are keeping her back from her prosperity. All of that came too, guys, because of a simple need to go on a vacation with her sister. That's the need. She wants that vacation. I said, do you want it, don't you? You want that vacation, don't you? Yes, I do. But nobody ever goes on vacation. My sister is different. And I said to her, yeah, I have the power. I know how I can get you on a vacation. I said, do you know about the 5 pillars of prosperity? Well, I've heard you talk about it. I said, but do you know? She said, no, I don't. So I took her through the journey. And when I realized how deeply embedded these limiting beliefs and this inability to believe that she too can succeed, not just her sister who has dropped those beliefs, she decided that was a burden and walked away and shook the shackle of limiting beliefs and not good enough and have to justify every penny or ask permission to have $1. And if you have too much money, you're going to go to hell and you will die and burn in the fires of hell. Really? It looks like when you die, it doesn't matter what they do with you. Whether they burn you in hell or somewhere else, I don't get it. But that's what they told her. That's what she was thought to believe. That she would die, and when she died, she'd go to hell because she loved money. And I said, there's nothing in loving something that you care about that will take you and do something for you. That was the hardest part of it, of this journey with this young lady, was trying to get spirituality and money to go like this. Like, let them dance, let them do the dance, let them have a waltz, all the players are moving together. A play, a lovely symphony where all the instruments are coming out and bringing us this tune. It took me so long to tell her they belong together. They belong together. She believes in tithing, and my minister said if I tithe, I will be rich. And I've been tithing since I started working, and I have been in more luck than anything. She knows that though. Every now and again, a little light came through for her. Every now and again, she saw this. And it was, when I talk about a crack in the dark and the light will show through, that's what happened to her. The crack came and the light shone through. And she said, I'm uneasy with it, but I don't know. I feel guilty. If I try to even get a raise at work, I feel guilty. Maybe I shouldn't bother. I should be happy for what I've got. I should be happy with what they're paying me. I should be grateful for what they're paying me. I shouldn't strive to be better. I shouldn't push to be better. And because the poor people go to heaven, because God said it's easier for a poor man to get to heaven than it's easier for a rich man to go down, the poor man to pass through the eye of a needle, than for the rich man to go to heaven. She quoted it for me. I forgot it. And she said, I said, yeah. The poor man will easier for a camel to pass through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to go to heaven. And I said, really? A whole camel passing through the eye of a needle than a rich man to go to this imaginary place, which is really utopia on earth, which is inside of you. So she couldn't tie it around, she couldn't twist it anymore, and she's telling me about it. And I'm watching her, I'm listening to her, and I can see the agony in her face, the fear of having money. So I said, is that the reason why you get rid of it as soon as you get it? And for a moment, she sat with her hand in a very pensive way, and she kind of just stared me down. Actually, dumbfounded, couldn't say a word. I let her stay in that position for a while. I did not stop her. I refused to let her come out of it without she doing it on her own. And then after a little while, she said to me, you know what, Tessa-Marie, I believe I am. I am so afraid of salvation that's why I'm spending all the money I ever get. She said, that's why I told you, emotionally, I could not save for that trip. I didn't think I deserved to go on the trip. What have I done to go on a vacation? My parents worked for 40 years and they never went on a vacation. Who am I to go on this vacation? Emotionally, she couldn't do it. Then she said, I found all kinds of physical reasons why I cannot go. I wouldn't look good in a bathing suit. My hair will do this. I don't know what to wear. I will get burnt. I've never been. My toes. And she just had many. Then the mental thing is that, Tessa-Marie, you don't understand. My parents never went on a vacation. They never left the country. As a matter of fact, they never left the state in which they were born. They never traveled out of state, she said to me. But my sister, who is all bougie, has decided she is going on a vacation, and she goes on these vacations all the time. And she wants me to go with her. I can't. I'm so scared of it. And I don't have the money. I cannot save the money. And then when we're doing the spiritual one, she said to me, rich people don't go to heaven. She said the camel goes through the eye of the needle before the rich man would go to heaven. It's easier for this camel and a needle to get connected than for the rich man to go to heaven. If I have money, I will not go to heaven. Rich people are bad. Rich people steal. They kill people. Rich people are not nice. And I said, where did you get that from? She said, well, you hear that all the time. And I said, so that's the reason why you get rid of all your money, is because you think if you have money, you will not go to heaven. But she said, that's what I believe, and I am afraid. So every time I get the money, I spend it. And sometimes I come home and I don't even know what I have spent it on. I look at it and I'm going, you need this one again? But I can't bring myself to take it back because now I have money. So literally, I live paycheck to paycheck. But I have all these things in my home. I asked her to make an inventory of the things, and she had dresses with the tags on. She had shoes she had never worn. She has more rice and flour and pasta than she could ever eat in a lifetime or two. She made a list, and it was not a list, it was a book of possessions that cannot be exchanged for money, and unless she took a loss on it. But she wouldn't do that. I said, would you have a garage sale and sell? No, I'll just give it away. I just rather give it away. Anything to give her money. She saw a spiritual connection of negativity. I see a spiritual connection of prosperity. So let us look at what it is. Let us look at the positive side. This is all what is happening in her mind. So let us take a look, and let's look at the positive thing of spirituality and money. The man that the God loves so much, he made him so wealthy, they said they cannot count his money, his wealth. It has no value. They cannot think of it even in today's money. Come on. Solomon was so rich. They said they cannot count it even in today's money. And that is in the books this person is reading. So obviously that God wants us all to be wealthy. He wants us all to have money. There is no limit on what we can do. The opportunities to create it is within us. The opportunities to recognize that yes, we can create is within us. We were told on birth we can create. We know where creation starts. It does not start in the jungle. It does not. It starts within us. And if we can create it, we can see it. If we can think it, we can create it. Solomon had money upon money. He didn't waste it, yet they said he was loved. David came and did the rest, and David sang and had more money and he danced. It's a funny thing to see people say they dance like King David danced. You think they were dancing because they were poor and their bellies were rumbling empty? You think that's why they were dancing? They would look at those churches, for goodness sake. They have more gold than the king of Siam. And you are wondering why your spiritual being is telling you no. Wealth gives you the opportunity to do more for others. That's what it does. So spirituality and wealth are aligned. Feed the hungry, shelter the homeless, clothe those with no clothes, help the sick, buy medication. Look, Africa is crying for vaccine. Who you think is going to help? It's the rich people. Money really truly does not buy you happiness, but it buys you some comfort. It doesn't buy you some happiness, but it gives you some choices, whether you travel first class or you travel business, wherever, in cabin, right? Or whether you go on a cruise and you have a window or you don't have a window. Or you decide you're going to have a 12-inch steak because you want it, or you're going to be like me and buy the most expensive piece of cheese you can find and wash it down with half a bottle of wine and feel good about it, then go for a walk and exercise next day to get rid of it. Come on, man. Plus, it is helping you. It's going to do that. Spirituality and finances go together. You need the financial part so that you can perform the spiritual things. That's what I had to teach her. I said, you love to give. So you told me you would rather give away all these possessions you have too many of than sell them to get some money to go on this trip with your sister. So what that tells me is that you would rather help the sick and the poor and clothe the people with no clothes and get a place to stay for those with nowhere, the homeless. So you would prefer to do that. That's nice. But money will help you to do that. It will not make you happier. So don't think that because you suddenly get money, you're going to be happier than you were this morning. No. But you can be happy without money. You can be happy without money because your joy comes from within you, not outside of you. But what it does, it gives you a choice. They asked that of Chris Rock. They said, what, about that money and happiness? He said, no. He said, money cannot buy you happiness or joy. What it does, it gives you choices. Where to go, where to stay, when to go, when to stay, or what to do. You can send your kids to a better school. You can help family members. You can donate. You can help. The church wants money. That's why they ask you to tithe. So I had to try. I'm still working on her. But I thought, if there is one, there must be two. And if the other one is out there, I will keep doing this until I reach that person. So if you have somebody that is experiencing that or thinking in those limited beliefs about money, then I am there for you to tell them about these lives and let them see it. I am here to ask you to let them come on the journey with you. Because people need to understand your 5 pillars are your direction. Pillar 1, pillar 2, and you go. That's how you follow them. And you will live a fulfilled life. So I am on this journey with this young woman, teaching her that it is okay to have money. So you remember when I said we started and she said she has an emotional link with her money, that she cannot save the money to go on the vacation because she always has to say to herself, I deserve to go to H&M. I deserve to go to Lords and Taylors and get a nice outfit. I deserve to go to Nordstrom's and shop. I just deserve it. I will. So she goes and she shops it. Remember, that's what she said. And then when I came up with that was emotional, physical, I don't think I look too good in a bikini. I said, well, you don't have to have a bikini. I don't think I look too good in bathing suit anyway. And I don't know, I'm afraid of flying. And I think I might get sick. All of these things, because all of a sudden the physical thing was just in her. Mentally, she informed me her father never had to work for more than minimum wage. Her mom didn't have money. And I said, I don't care. I'm not coaching them. I'm not mentoring them. It's you. So the journey continues until I hit spiritual. Remember what I said to you guys? Sometimes somebody comes to me, most times, 99.9% of the time, and tell me financially they're in pain. And when I go through the journey with them, I find out financial is just one of the symptoms. It's not the cause. Guess what? In this young lady's case, the cause is spirituality. She doesn't believe to be spiritual you should have money. She doesn't believe to be spiritual you should go on a vacation. She doesn't believe to be spiritual that you need anything because it was just fine and dandy living in a home where her parents didn't have much and they were very spiritual. We had Bible classes every Thursday night or Friday night. But it looked like her sister broke that cord. She tore it off and she shook the shackles and she said, I'm out of here. And encouraging her to go on this vacation with her, she comes to me because at the back of her mind, when the light comes through that tiny crack, she knew something wasn't right. I did not tell you guys she cried. Lots of tears. Especially the times we were working on spiritual prosperity, they were painful to see. She was scared of money because she was scared that she would not go to heaven. She was scared of money because she thought if she had money, she would be bad. It's in the Bible, I was told. I said, so is King Solomon in all his glory. I said, have you seen those temples? Did you read about those temples that they designed? You think it didn't take money? They had gold chalices. They carried gold thing, angel, cherubim, and seraphim, gold angels. So what are you talking about? So although it was a financial, emotional situation that drove her to my door, it ended up being a spiritual cause, financial, mental, emotional, and physical has nothing to do with her cause. These were mere symptoms of the disease of spirituality. Means you need to be poor, and that's a disease. If you are spiritually angelic, you have to be poor. Money will contaminate your soul and you will end up in hell. So that's why I ended up with the 5 pillars. That's why I created the 5 pillars. That's why I formulated the 5 pillars. They came to me as an aha moment. It was an aha moment when I realized, no, this young man is not here, Tessa-Marie, because he's financially in problems. He's emotionally demasculinated. He doesn't feel like a man. He's not supporting his family. He feels like he's not there for them, that he's not a man. He lost his masculinity. He is emotionally and mentally, he feels inadequate. So financial is always most often a symptom, right? The cause is one of the other pillars all the time. Very seldom I find that financial is the main cause, is the culprit. It's not. It's a belief that things are not, I am too fat to get a better job. They won't hire me because of my size. They won't hire me because physically, look at me, I have an accent. You know, physically I'm too black. I have heard that. They don't hire, they don't promote black people, Tessa-Marie, don't you know that? I said, no, I didn't stop to see. I just kicked the walls down and kept going. And it didn't matter to me. So that's what I said. And then they look at that is the physical thing. And the mental barrier. My dad, my family never owned a home, Tessa-Marie, and you want me to save to buy my own condo? Yes, man, I do. Somebody has to break those shackles. Somebody has to break that pain. So that's what it was. Her problem was all spiritual. Nothing to do with financial, mental, physical, and emotional. So tomorrow night, I am going to tell you about the financial part. But tonight I wanted you to see that amazing, wonderful human being had a spiritual barrier towards money because she believed it was better for you to be poor than to be rich. Yet she was taught to give. And when I told her the more you have, the more you will be able to give, she caught it. So tonight, I hope you can share this or tell someone about it so more people can benefit from that. So sending you light and joy on this wonderful, amazing Thursday evening. Hope you guys